Kia ora everyone, welcome to week 9 of our journey around Australia. We have just arrived into Tasmania a couple of days ago, and we are currently outside the Seahorse World and Southern Ocean Aquatic Centre and the Platypus house, which is really exciting because this week we have a particular focus on our homeschooling activities, and this is definitely one of them. So we're going to take a look at this week's montage, and please enjoy. And this is us right here before we do get into it, just having beautiful egg sandwiches that my wife made just before our tour. And just one of the things when you are living on the road you have to do. And yeah, look, let's just hope that there are no protein fumes around the tour group as we cruise around in the next 2 hours. Let's get it. Kia ora everyone and welcome to our week 9 update. Today we're going to be talking about homeschool on the road. Now to give you the picture, my name's Tyson, this is Robin. If you haven't met us before, we have 3 children, Maya who is 10 and Elise who is 7 and TJ who's behind me who is 4. Now we started homeschooling in 2024, so last year, so we're by no means experts. However, whilst we've been on the road, we've learned a few different things about how school operates. So I'm going to ask our head teacher, our principal here, just a couple of questions that, look, I think might be informative for those who are considering homeschooling on the road. And when we do this update in another 3 months' time, I'm sure we are going to have had plenty of experiences where we continue to grow. So we're going to structure it this way. Firstly, I'm going to ask Robin sort of how she plans the homeschool activities for mostly the girls, TJ being 4, although he does have a couple of sort of math apps and things that he does participate in. So go for it, babe. Show us how you go about mapping our homeschooling week.
So before we left, I had chosen all the curriculums that the kids were going to complete while we were on the road. I have then broken them down into each individual lesson so that we know how many lessons they need to complete before we return back home. So I drew it all up in the homeschool journal so that I can keep track of where they are at this present moment.
Yep, keep going.
And then from that point, I've just broken it down into approximately how many lessons they need to complete a week or month. I found week by week can be a bit challenging just because some weeks are more busy with attractions and museum sightings and stuff like that. So I have now pulled it out to how many lessons need to be completed in the month. We've then drawn this calendar up for the kids, and once they complete a lesson, they get to tick it off their honeycomb, and it's just a visual way of the children to understand what needs to be happening for them to stay on top of their schoolwork, as well as for me to keep track of them.
All right, excellent. And I think Robin mentioned something really important around the attractions. So we are getting out we try every afternoon. Most days are work days for me. So we do try every afternoon to get out. The fact that we have daylight savings here is massive because at 7 p.m. the sun only starts going down. And you've probably got till about 7:45 before it's really dark. So we're able to get out, explore different places. We're currently in Tasmania on the boats, and they've been super helpful, and lots of other places, even the campsites, they all have a ton of these brochures, and we grab these at every opportunity that we can and start plotting those items onto a map, which I do on my maps, so that we're able to sort of, as we travel around, and we're able to plot those things out. That's super helpful. So, all right, so what is our biggest challenge when it comes to homeschool?
The biggest challenge I've probably found while being on the road is probably getting the kids interested in the learning aspects that we might encounter while we're out and about. So if we've stopped at a lookout, for example, and there's a plaque that's explaining how the rocks were formed and what lives around there and all of those great information, it can be quite a challenge to hone the kids in on that information.
And that goes for, I think, a lot of the places that we visit. Questacon in Canberra, absolutely amazing place with a lot to do and a lot to touch for kids. And our kids, very keen to do all the touch things, fun things. But when it comes to stop, standing still and actually reading what's happening. It's a little more challenging. Or in Glen Rowan, when we went to the Ned Kelly Museum, at an interest level where I think they can take it in, but there are ways that we're able to, it might be a questionnaire, or it might be some online research, or it might be some simple questions that mum and dad take away from these these visits, these museums, places like that, that we might be able to remind the kids. So we will see if that challenge continues into the future, and it's something that we are going to keep working on. So if you're on the road and you have some tips for us around homeschooling, we would love to hear them, because we want this experience to not just be a positive life experience, which I think it will be regardless of education level, but we still have education goals and plans that we have set, and I wouldn't say we're throwing them out, but they have had to be adjusted to account for a lot of the experiential things, as opposed to probably sitting down and theory things. So, and we look forward to giving you guys another update maybe in a few months. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next week. Bye.